Hello, all you beautiful people. Um, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And a happy Valentine's Day to you. Um, it's a it's a lovely day over here. I'm still recovering from my cold, but it's such a happy day that I don't want to talk about illness. And to, uh, talking about happy things that happened on this show, we have Chang with us. Chang brings joy to all our hearts. So hi Chang, how you doing?
Good afternoon to you over in India, Miss Ash. I'm doing very, very well here in Malaysia. It's Wednesday now, 7 p.m. It's sorry about that. I need to learn to swallow before I speak. It's Valentine's Day, everybody. It's February the 14th, 2024. We just had such a rousing win against Brighton uh, on Saturday. And what a better way to cap off this great week here with another home game against Wolves. But let's not get ahead ourselves. Let's just savor today, Valentine's Day, and also reflect on uh, Brighton's home game that ended on Saturday and what the week will bring with match day 3 days from now.
Um, that's great, Chang. But did you get your wife and daughters anything for Valentine's Day?
Well, I got them meals and an experience over the weekend. I was able to spend, I think, something like 5 consecutive days with them since last Thursday until yesterday, Tuesday, which is a very rare thing for me because in my construction line, it's actually very, very difficult to get any sort of leaves or any sort of holidays. And it was very opportunistic for me to, and it was also very coincidental and opportunistic for me to not take advantage of the Chinese New Year holiday over the weekend. So it was a very long weekend for me. I I simply cannot have a wish for a better outcome for this Chinese New Year and Valentine's Day today. Although I am unfortunately away from my family as I'm back here in Kuala Lumpur, working again now that my holiday
Oh
is over. But
no.
I no, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. People, we had such an we had such a momentous last 5 days. I simply didn't know where the time went. It just came and gone before I even knew it. That was how much fun we were having. So I hope everyone else watching this right now live or in playback that each and every single one of you had a fantastic weekend before this, and may you have a wonderful Valentine's Day ahead today, as well as a fabulous week ahead until match day comes Saturday against Wolves at home.
Absolutely. A fabulous week and a fabulous Valentine's Day. Let's see who all are there in the chat to say hi to. We have, as always, Jose reminding us that you have to subscribe to Talk and Ball and like the stream, as well as the fact that we have memberships now. So if anyone's interested, they can grab themselves a membership for Talking Ball. And then we have Ellie, our favorite Ellie. Happy Valentine's Day, Ellie. Saying big up Ash and Chang here to support you, Ellie. That's wonderful of you. So all in the chat, please like and subscribe on both streams. Absolutely. On Jose's El Tel Cockerel as well as Talking Ball. Um, Then we have Donna here saying Ni hao, Mr. Chang, and Namaskar, Aishwarya. It's Valentine's Day, love is in the air. And then Donna's put up a song. What the hell, Donna? You always put up these songs. I never sing them for you. I'll sing this one. Um, the song's about first love, and it goes Pehla nasha, pehla khumar. नया प्यार है नया इंतजार. Sorry, my Rana, my cold is not letting me sing this song. Sorry, but
That
that's the
was
song.
absolutely fantastic. Can I just say, that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, well, it's just that kind of day. It's a lovely day, so I thought I might as well entertain Donna as well. Um, Ellie saying good morning, happy to both of you, happy Valentine's Day to both of you. Yes, Ellie, happy Valentine's Day to you as well. And Daniel's here, one love, Daniel saying good morning, one love. Hi, Daniel. Okay, that's all of the pleasantries. Let's get down to some football. And the first thing I want to bring up is this. Um, did did a little birdie told me, Chang, and that's actually everybody on the internet basically, uh, that Son Hyun Min got caught up. So a few of the young Korean players before the Jordan match wanted to go play table tennis or ping pong. And apparently, some of the senior players, including Sunny, said that they didn't want to go play. And then there was some sort of altercation, and Sunny apparently dislocated one of his fingers in effort. He was not the one throwing the punches, but I think in an effort to separate two people, he managed to injure his finger. How do you feel about that? I have very, very specific thoughts about this, but how do you feel about it, Chai?
The first thing that comes to mind was Sun Heung-min. If he was acting as peacemaker, trying to trying to break up whatever fights or whatever unrest was going on within the Korean national team, the players. The first thing that comes to mind is yes, he is doing his duty in part being a role model and also being like a father figure to all these younger players. But a part of me also feels that although he is team captain, some of these players who are causing this trouble, making this ruckus within the Korean national team, they should know better than to actually get into any sort of altercations off the pitch, no less, on the eve of such a big game, a very monumental game for the Korean national team, which is the semi-finals in the Asian Cup, because a place in the finals is at stake here. So Sun Heung-min, being Sun Heung-min, no surprises there if he decided to step in. Although I'm reading that there was something involving Lee Kang-in as well in this ruckus that led to him dislocating a finger. I haven't actually read the entire report other than Sang Heung-min was involved. Of course, he dislocated his finger, and it was just before the match, the semi-finals against the Jordanians. Everything that led to it, I think, it was just strange, if you ask me, why this had to happen on the eve of such a big game. And of course, it's good to hear that Sang Heung-min is doing his best as the role model of the national team to get involved. But to the extent of dislocating a finger means that it was kind of heated. So I don't know whether it was some civil unrest or just players getting very edgy, maybe because of Klinsmann and his methods, or the way they were just barely, very, very barely scraping through the last few games against Australia and also the group stages by the skin of their teeth. So now that everything is done, Son Heung-min is back in the squad, and he I didn't notice any sort of bandages around his fingers, so maybe that dislocated finger has fully healed. But if that is the kind of character, that is the kind of leader, and that is the kind of role model that Son Heung-min is aspiring to be, not only for the national Korean team but also for Tottenham Hotspur, long may it continue, Miss Ash.
Yeah, absolutely. Swaps asking source. So the original story I read it on Sky Sports News, but then there was a further like I don't trust the Sun, so I only brought up the part of the story that I do trust, which is the Sky Sports part of the story. But there is a further part of the story about Klinsman that was in the Sun, and I don't know whether to talk about it or not because I don't really trust the Sun as far as I don't trust it as a source. So I'll wait until it comes out in other sources. But this much is true. And it's also true that Lee Kang is the one from PSG. He was one of the younger players involved who wanted to go play table tennis. Now beyond that, what happened? I don't know. Who was it? The two players who were fighting? I don't know. And that Sunny was separating. All of that is still unclear. But what makes me what makes me happy about all of this, and Swap, it's been reported in several sources now. You can check it in like across several sources, which makes me think that it's probably true. Not the Klinsman part, but at least the sunny and dislocated finger part. And those injuries are very hard to sort of like, uh, if if they're reported and they're on several sources, then uh, definitely the injury part is true. So what I get from this is that people who are talking about Sunny as, oh, he's not captain material because he's too nice. He's the nice guy. He's never going to get involved. He's never going to like get in your face and be like tough with you. All of those people, there's mud on your face. I'm sorry, because clearly, I said this so many times. I was like, when you see Sunny with his national team, you realize that he's not this easygoing, likable guy all the time. He can be tough when he needs to be. Just because he's a nice person doesn't mean that he can't be tough. um and like it's so clear now that Sunny's the kind of captain who can play both roles. All those people who are like, oh, he's no Roy Keane, so he can't be tough. And that's the type of captain we need, is somebody tough. And all of these type of stupid arguments that were coming out, this shows me that Sunny's exactly the kind of captain we need. And he's a consummate professional. He went to achieve a goal, and his eyes were on the game. His eyes were not on like table tennis or doing other things, even if it was lunchtime or dinner time or whatever. I think it was lunchtime. Even if it was just lunchtime or meal time, he was like, no, the team has to be together and be focused. Like you cannot be distracted by stupid things like this, even if you're not practicing at that point of time. So like I really appreciate this news because it sort of like puts Sunny's character into perspective for everyone. I do gotta say hi to some people. Oh wait, Ellie's complimenting me on my singing. Thanks, Ellie. That was I mean, I do have a sore throat right now. I actually can carry a tune, Ellie. I'm not too bad. um Tequila saying hello, lovely Ash, and not bad Chang. Hope you are both well. Chang's not bad. Chang's, yeah, well. Look at Chang. Chang has the most amazing kit collection. Have you seen his drip right now? Chang looks amazing. So I'm saying Sun is trash. Exactly. Sun is trash, which is why I didn't bring up the extra part of the story that Sun talks about. And Sky Sports also become a clown channel. Yeah, but I still trust them when they say somebody's injured. Um, Tequila is saying never trust the sun, Ash, but you can trust the sun. Absolutely. Different types of leadership styles. Yeah, exactly. Not everyone can be like, you don't have to like beat someone up to be a leader. That's not what leaders do. Leaders inspire, and people listen to leaders, and people respect leaders. And that's the point. Um Swap saying, let me put a mud on my face. Oh well, Swap. You never know. I'm wrong about a lot of things as well. So, and Tequila saying worst things to have on your face. Exactly. When you know Spurs fans, when they criticize someone and that person turns out to come good, I think the best thing possible for us to do is have mud on our face. Because it's so good to be wrong. It's good to be wrong about Brennan Johnson. It's good to be wrong about Kulusevski. It's good to be wrong about Richarlison because that means our team is doing well. You know, that you want that to be true. You want yourself to be wrong when you're critical of your team.
I can predict that there will be a lot of people right now who are wishing that they would be proven wrong as well by Timo Werner. If Timo Werner or even the returning Manor Solomon, if they themselves can prove people wrong about them about their ability, I would really look forward to that from between now to the end of the season.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Paul G is here saying, "Good morning, you legends. Lovely to see you back. Hope all is well and all in the chat." Absolutely, Paul G. It's lovely to be back. It's lovely to have a voice. My God, I've been coughing for so many days. I'm just tired. Um, and we have apparently a Bollywood royalty in the house. Donna, you can't do romance without King of Romance. So clearly, Donna's now got an alter ego. Who's the king of Bollywood? Shah Rukh Khan is in the house. Everyone. Um, and so I'm saying Donna can't romance without Levy. Absolutely. And Donna's putting songs for me to sing. Shahrukh, if you want, one song a show. You want more songs, you have to pay for it. You put in a super chat, I'll sing the song. So uh, there we go. Because there are so many songs in the chat.
Super chat,
uh,
super chat,
so,
super chat, super
anyway,
chat.
Swap's got an update. Pedro Neto set to leave Wolves this summer to help the club meet FFP rules. Tottenham are keen to do business and bring Neto. What do you think about this, Jen? Do you think we should get Pedro Neto?
If there is any substance or any kind of truth in this but rumor, why not? If Pedro Neto is the kind of player that suits the profile that Ange Postecoglou is looking to bring into the club to help establish his Ange ball and even get the most of his team, not just Pedro Neto's productivity, but the entire squad in general. Why not? Of course, then again, if Pedro Neto is available and if he is for sale before the Euros, then there could be a mad scramble between clubs to try and secure his signature before the commencement of the Euros. But seeing how Tottenham Hotspur has been able to outmuscle Barcelona and Bayern Munich to the signings of Lucas Bergvall and also Radu Dragushin, I would actually fancy our chances securing Pedro Neto's services, provided he has been convinced that Tottenham and Ange Ball is his most viable destination if he were to leave Wolverhampton Wanderers, that is. But yeah, Pedro Neto, welcome to Tottenham Hotspur if there is indeed concrete interest in you by the club and you are available at the end of the summer.
Um, Chang, what do you think of Paul G's question? Would you rather have Neto or Mitoma?
This is a very, very, very tricky question for me to have to answer. I'm going to go. Okay, I'm just going to leave out the cultural biasness here because my head says Meto, but my heart says Mitoma. To be very honest with you, between the two, I believe their stats is quite similar. Although, given how on fire and on form Mitoma is, I certainly wouldn't rule him out joining Spurs. If you had seen Mitoma's explosiveness against Tottenham Hotspur on a weekend uh, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, he is the kind of player that we would really, really love in our squad, especially down the left. To a certain extent, I would even say that Mitoma is a better player than Timo Werner, although I have yet to fully see what Timo Werner is capable of under Big Ange in the Big Ange system. So I'm going to reserve my judgment about that. But between Netso and Mitoma, I will go for Mitoma first, but realistically, Netso will be the one that we might be able to afford, provided Wolverhampton Wanderers want to do business with us with Netso.
Yeah, so I'm in a similar place to you in that oh wait, I do have to. I just noticed who's in the house. Hey Eugene, how you doing? He's saying big up everyone. This is the other half, the better half of Chang on Spurs Vision TV. Eugene, um, Chang, if you could put Spurs Vision TV's link in the chat,
Okay,
that'll
yes, I
be
will.
amazing.
Yes, I will.
Uh, uh, so everyone follow Chang and Eugene on Spurs Vision TV. It's a great place to get Spurs content, and they do other things as well, watch alongs and stuff. So it'll be fun. Um, so coming back to Mitoma and uh, Pedro Neto, Paul G saying, I agree, Chang Mitoma is brilliant. His touch and turn are fantastic, would fit our system perfectly. Yeah, you know what? I think that as well. I also think, I mean, it is true that Pedro Neto is younger than Mitoma. He's 3 years younger than Mitoma. Mitoma, I think, is 23, and um, um sorry, Pedro Neto is 23 and Mitoma is 26. So there is a 3 year difference. Um, uh, and I'm also wary of Pedro Neto's injury record because he's been injured quite a bit. And if you've seen our medical team, I don't have a lot of faith in them keeping a player fit. So I'd rather not buy someone who's injury prone to begin with. I rate Pedro Neto otherwise. I think he's a great player. I think that if he came to Spurs, he would do well if he was playing and available. Um, so I would prefer Mitoma. I also feel like Mitoma would be a better fit because Pedro Neto currently plays for a Wolves team that plays very different from us, and so he'd have some adjustment period. I feel that Mitoma wouldn't because Brighton plays they don't play the same way, but they play similarly enough that it wouldn't be so hard. Um, oh, we have audio artisans here saying morning peeps. Hey, audio artisan, how you doing? Um, Tequila's saying, let's buy them both. We'll need a squad big enough if we want to get top support. I love it. This is the kind of thinking I want. Buy both of them. We need a striker, give two options, two people in. We need a winger, just get both the people in. We can afford it. Actually, we can afford it. Tequila's not wrong. My only problem with this is they're both foreign players, and so that'd be two foreign spots. So if you're gonna bring in two foreign players, that puts a lot of pressure um on the team balance, considering one of them will definitely sit out the game then. um Swab saying why I feel Mitoma will be heir of Sun. That's not a bad shout because we do need someone to take over the reins from Sun. It's the uh, heir apparent, so to speak. Mitoma's a little older. I would have thought that we'd get someone younger and then have him learn off of Sonny in the next 2 years before Sonny retires. So like, not that Sonny will retire in 2 years, but that uh 2-3 years down the line he may have lost a step, and so before that we'd want players to learn as much as they can from him. So I'd like us to buy that future left winger that learns off of Sunny, comes off the bench and does that. So I'm guessing Werner is that stopgap, and in the summer we go in for that left winger because I don't see Solomon as that either. Wo- um Speaking about that, um Chang, have you heard that Spurs are trying to renegotiate Sonny's contract?
So this little tidbit, I believe, was mentioned some 24 hours earlier by somebody by the name of Paul O'Keefe on Twitter. And in this little tidbit that he released, it mentions that the Spurs hierarchy was looking to activate the extension to Sun Heung-min's existing contract, which runs until 2025, if not mistaken. So that would leave him, that would ensure that Sun is tied down to the club to at least 2026 for the next 2 more years, which is good news for us. Whether that extension to his contract would mean maybe a renegotiation of his contract, because if it does, not to s- not to say that Sun Heung-min can't find another big club other than us, but it would mean that if Sun Heung-min does actively and knowingly engage in renewing of his contract beyond the extension that we have lined up for him, it would also signal his last big contract, his last big payday, perhaps before maybe he sort of looks up his options beyond the age of 34 or even 35. For me, however long Sun wants to remain, every year that Sun remains at the club is a blessing. For me, for all Spurs fans, for any football fan who is a fan of him playing, not only playing great football, but being a great person overall. And you can see that just by the merchandising, the merchandise and the shirt sales alone here in Asia. I don't have the exact figures, but I would roughly guess that the revenue the club is pulling in from having Sun around is easily, we're talking about like Champions League money, Champions League participation money, just from the merchandising with Sun as club captain and also our ambassador of Ange Ball. So, however many years that Daniel Levy can squeeze out of not say squeeze out, but to try to persuade Son Heung-min to stay for a good long while beyond this current contract. That will be fantastic news for all Spurs fans.
Yeah, it would be fantastic news for however long we can keep him, because we all love Sunny. And those who don't love Sunny, I'm sorry, there is something fundamentally wrong with you. I'm sorry. I mean, I have a long angry rant about this, but I will do it after I say hi to a bunch of people. Himanshu's here. Hey, Himanshu. Hey, Dikaru. Oh, there's a Mia raid. Thank you, Mia. Um, then
Yeah, I have to. Let's just give a very quick shout out to Miss Mia W from Spurs Between the Lines. She just only concluded her members calling show, in which I was a part of, along with Mr. David Shear and also Mr. Lee Smithy Smith. Thank you very much once again, Miss Mia, for having me on your channel, and thank you as well to both Mr. David Shear and Mr. Lee Smithy Smith for joining that members calling show. If you are here from that channel, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope every single one of you enjoyed that show and have a fantastic Valentine's Day ahead. Please do feel free to leave a like and do subscribe to Talk and Ball, as well as El Tel Cocorel, because this is a dual stream. I look forward to seeing each and every single one of you more often here on Talk and Ball in the near future. And come on, you Spurs.
absolutely. Come on, you Spurs. Rimanshu Singh, Mitoma is 27 already, can't be the Son's successor, but Asian players have tremendous longevity. Um, and Paul G is like, let's not talk about Son leaving yet. Paul G, we're not talking about him leaving, we're talking about him signing a new contract. He's gonna sign a new contract. He's gonna stay here until he retires. The last ball he kicks will be for Spurs. That's what it's gonna be like. Swap saying Sun was 26 when he came, and Tequila saying thought Sun was being given a new contract. Yeah, that's what we're discussing, Tequila. Um, audio artisan saying give Brighton Hill and Cess plus 45 million for Mitoma. I throw the refrigerator at them, like kitchen sink, everything. But Hill and Cess I'd gladly give. Um, Paul O'Keefe is a goat source for Spurs. Yeah, absolutely. I trust Paul O'Keefe. And Tequila's put Jose's channel link in the in the chat. So everyone, if you all do us a favor, go there, sub to El Tel Cockerel. Rimanshu Singh, although we can't compare, I love Sunny more than Kane and Delhi. You know what? Even I love Sunny more than Kane and Delhi. I know like with Harry Kane, he's been like a huge servant to the club, and he's spent the best part of his career here. But you know what, Sunny is just special. There's something about Sunny. It's just, Sunny is like the barometer for this club. When you see Sunny smiling and happy, that's when the club is doing well. And when you see Sunny downcast and apologizing to fans on Twitter, you know the club is doing badly. He's kind of like, I look at Sunny and I know exactly how our team is doing and exactly the progress we're making. Because I feel like he's like a mirror for Spurs. He's so loyal. The minute there were links to Saudi Arabia, the guy was like, "No, I ain't going anywhere. I'm staying." I love that about him. That's the kind of player we need.
I was
And
just about to. Sorry, Miss Ash. When you were speaking about Sunny and its links to Saudi Arabia, that actually brings to mind that one time when Manchester City was trying to lure Harry Kane away over to the Etihad when Nuno Espirito Santo took over from Jose Mourinho. Instead of doing what Harry Kane was doing in allowing himself to be distracted with all these Manchester City rumors, what Son did during that period to sign a contract extension, even after Nuno Espirito Santo had taken over from Jose, just speaks volumes to me about Son's loyalty. And that for me was further highlighted at the beginning of this season when Son Heung-min made the decision to have the players pre-match huddle right in front of the away crowd in any away game. That for me shows that Sungmin truly cares between he truly cares about the connection that the fans have with the players, with the squad, with the club. That for me is true leadership material that you simply cannot teach and coach out of anybody.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And big up David Shire, gifting one Talking Ball membership. And very funnily, that membership has gone to El Tel Cockerel. So, Jose, welcome as a member on your own channel. Good for you.
Can I
Um,
just very quickly say as well? I'm sorry again to interrupt you so soon again, Miss Ash, but this one I really have to give props to props where props is due. Mr. David Shear, this today itself on Wednesday, Valentine's Day, Mr. David Shear has given I think no less than 10 memberships now on multiple platforms and channels. I saw him as early as 7 a.m. I believe it was this morning on United Spurs of America. He was just handing out memberships at United Spurs of America, and that actually prompted me to do so as well. And after that, I believe he might have given some memberships or even put up some super chats over at Talk and Ball this morning when Colin was on, or was it? It was either he put up a super chat or even gifted memberships this morning when Colin and me were on with Queen Ellie and Elias, and then he himself came onto that show, and now he's gifting memberships after appearing on Miss Mia's Spurs Between the Lines live members calling show. So, Mr. David Shear, thank you again very, very much from the bottom of our hearts over here at Talk and Ball, and also all these YouTube communities that you are so
yeah.
actively and so uh, just passionately supporting. Thank you very, very, very much, Mr. David Shear.
Yeah, I also got to say, David, I heard you're feeling slightly poorly. So I wish you the best of health, and I hope you get over all of your of your health issues, healthy in body, in mind, in spirit. We wish that for you as a Valentine's Day gift. We send you love, David. We love you here. Rimanshu is saying this channel is a gem for all Spurs fans. Really love the content. Very soon we'll have 1 million subscribers. Fingers crossed, Rimanshu. It'll happen. You never know. That's what I'm saying. Share it with everybody you know. If you hate us, share it just so that people can come banter us. Um, if you like us, share it because you like us. Um, Ellie's saying we not at our best versus Brighton, but we got the job done and the 3 points were ours, baby. Absolutely, Ellie. That's what matters. That's the mark of a team that's good. That even you're not at your best, you can still beat your opposition. Um, because imagine what that means when we are at our best. That I'd like to see that. Like Madison said in an interview that he'd like a comfortable 3-0 victory. So would I. Like, I'd like to see that now. Now that the whole team is back, we have some time. The Chelsea game is cancelled. So there are 2-3 weeks after the Wolves game. I'd like to see us decimate a team, get a 3-0, a 4-0, a 5-0, something like that.
I'm hoping that actually comes to fruition, or that does come true this coming Saturday against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now that we've pretty much got our core players back, barring maybe Solomon, who I believe has another setback. But now with Timo Werner in the team, with Brennan Johnson on a run of form of assists and also goals as well for him, and Richarlison, who is proving us wrong time and time again with his goals in the Premier League. This coming weekend against Wolves couldn't have come sooner for the club and the team and the squad players, especially every single one who's returning from the international duties, which includes Pape Matasar, Salim and Bissouma. I am hoping for a more comfortable performance, a more comfortable victory, although I wouldn't rule out Wolves giving us a tough time, because the last time they actually put up a fight against Manchester United at home, that was a very, very good game by them. But yeah, I could really see this realistically. I could see Vicario getting another clean sheet in this game. Although I did also mention less than an hour ago over at Mia's Spurs Between the Lines channel that this weekend's game is going to be the battle of Koreans, the battle of the Korean forwards. It's going to be Sun Heung-min versus Wang Hee-chan, and yeah, I really cannot wait for this weekend's game.
Yeah. Um, yeah, at least saying Son is Spurs for life. Give him a keepsake capsule to put all his memorable moments and his own museum. Yeah, give him a statue, a museum, give him everything. I'd like to see that. And Dekaru's saying Son is an amazing ambassador. He brings a massive fan to Spurs. As an Aussie, I love Ange, Ryan, and Moy from Brighton. I lived in Japan and spent time in South Korea. Spurs is my perfect team. I'm so glad Spurs fits you like a glove. Dekaru, Rimanshu's asking, apparently Sunny had a fight with Kang In Lee at Qatar and broke his finger. Is it true? That's not exactly true. What happened was that Kang In Lee and a few other junior players wanted to go play table tennis, and some of the senior players didn't want, including Sunny, wanted the team to stay at lunch and bond and focus on the game and not go waste time playing table tennis. And so there was a fight between some of the players, and Sunny was actually trying to separate two players, and that's when he broke his finger. So he did not fight with Kang In Lee. He was trying to break up a fight between two people who may possibly, one of whom may have been Kang In Lee, but we're not sure. Um, Tequila saying still quite ill, not been around as much, but still hanging in there. Yeah, Tequila, I'm kind of in the same boat. Um, Chang saw my multiple medicine preparations before this show so that my voice lasts throughout the show. So yeah, we all of us will get healthy together. It'll happen. Um, so I wish you health. And Eugene is wishing everyone a happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. So now that we have a bunch of people in the chat, I thought we'd play a fun Valentine's Day, especially because we have Ellie here as well. Um, I'd like y'all to answer, who is that Spurs player that you love irrationally, not because they're good, like not because they're Hoddle or Gaza or one of these players with immense amounts of talent who are just amazing to watch, but a player you love for no reason, absolutely, just because you love them, like the way Ellie loves Hoybier. You know, it's irrational. It's beyond. It's beyond like logic and reason. It's just that you love them. Um, who is that one true love of yours as a Spurs player? An irrational love that you cannot explain to anyone else. Like for uh, Bobby K's son, it's Eric Dyer. You cannot explain Eric Dyer to anyone else, but he loves him. Uh, for I go to Chang first. Chang, who is that one player for you? That one Spurs player that you love beyond all reason?
This is going to sound strange, but that if you were to ask me one Spurs player, regardless of their talents or their contributions to the club, that player would actually be Mr. Gary Stevens. He's a former Spurs player. He actually won the I believe it was our last European trophy, I believe, in that we play at the Lane in the 80s. And Mr. Gary Stevens has, of late, for the past decade or so, if not mistaken, been a resident here in Malaysia, appearing very frequently on match days uh, for Astro, the satellite sports provider here in Malaysia. And he's been such a massive ambassador for Tottenham Hotspur, not only in Malaysia but for the entire region of Southeast Asia. So for that alone, I have massive, massive respects for Mr. Gary Stevens. I believe his legacy number, and I actually memorized this. I kid you not. Gary Stevens's legacy number is 541. 541. So to Mr. Gary Stevens, legacy number 541. Thank you very, very, very much for being a part of Tottenham Hotspur.
Um, that's a good start. Good shout, Gary Stevens. Adrian Chia, thank you so much for the super chat. LTEL isn't monetized. Happy Valentine's Day to all. Come on, you Spurs. So, LTEL will only be monetized if y'all make it happen. So, if y'all subscribe to LTEL and get the watch hours up on LTEL, that's when LTEL gets monetized. So, y'all have to make that happen. It ain't on us. Um, uh, so I'm gonna answer who it was for me in the end. But wait, I have to kind of get back to the chat. Rimanshu, I'll start this. We'll ask it later. Yeah, I'll remember. If I don't, remind me. Oh, we have Chris here saying Namaste, ni hao. Hello, Chris. How you doing? All good? Uh, and Ellie Singh was graveyard for me 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, but I spent it with calling your lovely self Chang, David, Nick talking beer, and Elias, so it was well worth staying up. Yeah, it was. I saw it in the morning while getting ready for work. So it was a good stream. Check it out, guys, if you have time. What? What's happening here in this? Too many women over at your place? David, you having some sort of, well, I don't want to say that. I don't know if we can say that. Uh, we might get are you having multiple people over at your place for something? Do we get monetized for saying that word that starts with an O and ends with a Y? um, yeah, David saying it happens all the time. Good to know. We're getting a glimpse into David's private life. It seems to be very colorful. Who's the most important player in Ange's system? According to me, it's Udogi. His ball carrying is really underrated. Who do you think, Chang?
The most important player in Angel's system, I would say, is actually Pepe Matassar. Pepe Matasar is actually, as as crazy as this may sound, he is actually the glue that holds our midfield and gels our defense and offense together. If if you could pinpoint one player whom we really missed, either through injury or suspension, or in his case, international duties, Pepe Masasa was the biggest miss for all of us. If you look at just how badly, not to say that they were bad, but how disjointed the midfield look with Højbjerg and Skip on at the same time together at any one time. It was horrendous. The game against Everton, the home game against Manchester City in the League Cup, that was so painful to watch, and the way we went out from that corner as well, that was just it's gone now, but I'm still having nightmares about it. But yeah, that was bad. So yes, the one player that we really cannot afford to bench or even have him out for too long of a period of time would be Pepe Matasar, the most important player for me in the Ange ball system.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Pepe Martisar for me as well. Maybe closely followed by Romero actually, because of his ball distribution. We win mostly when Romero plays all 90 minutes. Um, Tequila saying Andy Booth is the player that he loves irrationally, absolutely irrationally. That's a good shout as well, Andy Booth. And David saying coincidence to what? Um, Jose saying Eric Lamela. You know, Jose, you stole my name. I was going to say Eric Lamela. That was my reveal. Jose, you always do this to me. No fair. And David saying, sorry, Ash, that's private. Oh, well, clearly David's having one of those days. Everything is private and, everything in his colorful, wonderful uh, private life. 3 4 all are saying Akoto and Sandro. Sandro was one of those for me as well. I think a lot of people didn't rate him at all, but I was just irrational love for me. Recently I caught one of his. There was a podcast on which he was on. I forgot where. He came on one of these podcasts. I listened to him and I was just like, oh my god, Sandro. And David saying Aussie, but Aussie was a good player as well. I think. I mean, like shit player that you absolutely love. Not can I say shit? I don't know, but that you loved like desperately, despite it making no sense. I love irrationally Romero. He's uh Romero can win any game of football. He is hot, sunny, and Pedro Porro. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but these are good players. I'm talking about like players that nobody rates, but that you just love. You have a soft spot for. Um, Tequila saying Stephen Carr. See, Stephen Carr is that sort of player. Um, Gino, again, these are good players. I'm talking about crap players, like players that nobody rates, but that you absolutely irrationally love. Gino's amazing. Uh, no tongues but tequila. Okay, I like tequila too, the drink and the person. Ellie saying, see, this is an answer. Højbjerg, I love irrationally. I think all know this, but it's also because I played midfield and I love players who do all the unsung work on the pitch. Yeah, absolutely. Also, the Ginger Pele Gary Todd. That's a good shout. Can I say Ben Davies? Yeah, this is a good shout. This is a great shout. He may not be the best player, but every time he's called up, he gives everything, everything. Absolutely. This is a great shout. Ben Davies is such a great shout. Uh, we call it throat hockey. David's telling us all his secrets today. Um, what did Dekaru say? Yeah, Ben Davies. Absolutely. Um, Oh, okay. David's denying it now. Rumors are being denied. He's being the celebrity that denies all rumors now. Nope, Ash, no, keeps key swapping. And this is the word I wanted to say, but I didn't because I'm scared that I'll demonetize Colin. And Jose is saying the like button needs refreshing. Yes, absolutely. Please show your support to the content brought to you by Ash and Chang with their views from Asia. Yeah, Ellie, I don't think my throat will be able to survive this end of this song. Chang, do you want to try singing it? Chang, you're muted. Chang?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. My finger was slipping on the microphone button. Somebody please remind me again to what tune or to what song is this Pape Matasar song to be sung to again?
Um, isn't it the na 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 na? Isn't that that one?
Oh, okay. I see. I see. I see. All right. All right. Uh, na 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 na. Hey, Pape Matasar. Is that the one?
Yeah, I think
Did I?
so. I
Did
think
I?
that's
Did
the
I?
one. I prefer the there's a star man, he's on a, he's magic on the ball. He plays for Tottenham. Sorry, my throat will not be able to handle a tune today.
Wow.
Uh,
There are gonna be a few fair many clips of you singing. There will be clip at the end of
no,
this
no,
show.
no.
I can
Trust me,
just
there
tell.
won't. Not today. Not with this throat. Yeah, Sandra was cool. Absolutely. Tequila saying I also like Mido. He liked his food too much, but he was damn good when he wanted to be. Absolutely. This is a good shout as well. This is a great shout.
That that actually reminds me of someone when Mido when Sakia mentioned Mido the Egyptian. That actually reminded me a lot about a certain Russian who played for us under Harry Redknapp by the name of Pavlyuchenko.
Halves.
He went by the name of Super Pav, and I don't know why, but that guy he barely spoke a word of English throughout his entire Spurs career, and yet he still had this connection and bond with players like Luka Modric and Gareth Bale, among many others. That was special to watch. Not to mention the goals that he bangs in. He was almost like Brennan Johnson was against Brighton. He could go missing the entire game, and out of nowhere, just
I'm
out of
sorry,
the blue,
Pavs.
super
I rate
path,
Pavs higher than Brennan Johnson. He was definitely better than Brennan Johnson.
super
But
Pavlyuchenko.
I gotta say, I have to say hi to a few people. Ben's here, Bobby's here. Everyone, what we're doing right now is Valentine's Day. So we thought we'd name the one Spurs player that we love irrationally. I mean, not the Spurs player who's really good and who's technically gifted or who's really like a good player, but the player that we love, like Bobby K's son loves Eric Dyer, like Ellie loves Hoybeer, that kind of love, the irrational, blind, absolutely ridiculous, illogical love. So everyone is putting in the chat those players that they love absolutely irrationally. Um, Swap saying, I'm seeing some good amount of Spurs fans in the Indian football community, but we don't have any top representatives of Spurs other than Alok Bhai in Indian football YouTube community. That's true, Swap. Alok perhaps the only one. He's the for others. Alok is the chairman of India Spurs. He also has a channel called South Stand View. So if anyone's into Indian Spurs football content, that's where you'll get it. You also get it here. I do a show called White Chart Lane, but it's not as great as Alok's show. So if you all want to go see that'd be really cool. Ben saying, Morning, everyone. Coffee roasted nearly lunchtime." Yeah, Ben. It's almost evening for us. It's evening for Chang as well, I'm guessing. Um, Ellie's saying back sometime Peter Crouch, irrational love. He was so lanky, awkward, but he scored the goals to make CL. Woo! Yeah, absolutely. Love Crouch. Crouchy was the best. I love it. Darren Bent. I hate Darren Bent. I'm sorry. This is a terrible shout, David. No, 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 David. Not Darren Bent. But I get it. It's irrational. It's illogical. You love him even when everyone else hates him. Just don't put Sol Campbell anyone in the chat because I might lose my shit. But but yeah, Darren Bent. By the by the want of the question is a good answer. Uh, Red Brov. Yeah, this is also a great shout. Red Brov. Michael Brown. Remind me again, Chang, who Michael Brown was?
He was our midfielder. He was a midfielder somewhere around the same time as Stephen Kelly or Stephen Kelly, as you may call him. Michael Brown was a midfielder for us, and I believe he then played for Portsmouth. He was in our squad sometime around the same time as Michael Carrick under Martin Yole. That might jog your
Really?
memory, Michael Brown.
I'm
Yes,
I vaguely remember, but I was kind of young back then. I only remembered like our main players. Definitely not Darren Bent. Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan who hates Spurs. So biased. Yeah, but I get that when it's irrational, you can't choose what you love irrationally. Uh, and Chris is saying, sing it, Mr. Chang. Absolutely. Bobby saying good morning. Good morning to Bobby. I also need to shout out any keeper we have. As a keeper myself, I once let in 9 goals and got man of the match. What? I once let in 9 goals and got man of the match. Ball never left our quarter all game. They must have shot it. Oh, then it's a great statistic. They must have shot 80 or 90, saved most. LOL. So Spurs, if you're looking for a replacement for Fraser Foster, Dekaru might be available. Uh, what are we clipping? Wait, Rimanshu, what are we clipping?
it's probably the singing. That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, please don't do that. Not with this throat. Um, what's to the Mickey Van der Ven? Oh, Mickey Van der Ven. Oh, is it that
Yeah,
one? Oh,
true. It could be true.
our college today had this Valentine's Day event, and I went wearing a Spurs shirt. Come on, you Spurs! Yeah, absolutely. Every day is Spurs Day, not Valentine's Day.
Of
Those
course.
Bobby K. So Ash is being Scarless, man. Her and Tequila. Yeah, this is the one. I like this song better. Um, Adrian Chia. Anyone still remember Lee Young Pyo? Yeah, I remember Lee Young Pyo. Um,
He was a very unsung hero, Liang Pio.
yeah, Lee Young Pyo.
I distinctively remember that he never once scored a league goal or even a competitive goal for Tottenham Hotspur his entire career as our left back during the entire Martin Yol era. I if memory serves me right as well, we signed him just after the World Cup in Korea and Japan. I believe it was 2003, maybe even 2004. He came very, very highly recommended from PSV Eindhoven, Li Yangpyo, and he was the first Asian player which I felt a real connection to at Tottenham Hotspur. And it was either the previous season or the season before last in which Liang Pyo actually appeared on pitch side to present an award to Sun Hyung Min, either for Sun Hyung Min's Puskas Award or the no, not South Korean, the Asian Player of the Year award at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So yes, Liang Pyo is a very, very underrated and underappreciated left back during the Martignol era.
Yeah, I also get why he's an irrational love because he did get a lot of hate as well. And Bobby K spreading the love this Valentine's Day with a super chat. Happy Valentine's Day. All much love from us all. Much love to you, Bobby K. Um, Thank you so much for the super chat. And Bobby K, Teddy Sheringham was a good player. We want a bad player. We need it to be like Eric Dyer for Big K. That's the kind of player. Irrational, illogical love. Rimanshu Singh, suppose you have date night with your crush and it's also North London Derby. Which one are you guys? North London Derby. I'm sorry. Any date who doesn't understand gets cancelled. Uh, and then Rimanshu was also saying Sissoko. Yeah, I get Sissoko. That's another one of those really like divisive players, illogical loves. And Ellie's put the Super Pavlochenko song. Um, and saying Bobby, Happy Valentine's Day. Brown was good at Sheffield. Yeah, he was. Um, Ian Walker, that's a great shout. Oh wow, very well done, well done.
Ian Walker was actually the first goalkeeper that I truly rated at Tottenham Hotspur. Don't get me wrong, we did have some very good goalkeepers as well in the years before that, but well before well before Paul Robinson was England number one. Ian Walker, Teddy Sheringham, Darren Anderton, I believe Sol Campbell as well, and Nick Bambi. They were the English core uh, from Tottenham Hotspur, and whom better than to have Ian Walker as England goalkeeper at that time anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dekaru apparently is not available to replace Fraser Foster because he never played goalkeeper after that game. And Ben's just saying, Big Archie, good. Happy Valentine's, all you buttes. Hey, Lee Smithy Smith's in the house. Happy Valentine's Day to you. And Lee, what we're doing today is because it's Valentine's Day, we're naming the Spurs players that we loved irrationally, like illogically, the way Ellie loves Hoybier. Like, these are not good players. These are not players that you rate. These are players that you just love for no reason and nobody else can understand. So we're naming those players in the chat. Daniel Berbatov was a good player. Uh, I mean, I thought he was a good player. Ellie saying Darren Bent, the gooner Harry Redknapp said when he missed that sitter from 2 yards out. Harry said, "My grandmother could have scored that." I know, I've seen that clip so many times. Sometimes
Not
in my
Yeah,
free
go
time,
ahead.
I go watch Harry Redknapp videos. Like, I just watch his interviews over and over. You were saying, and Chang?
No, sorry, but not to correct you here, Queen Ellie, but the exact person that Harry Redknapp was referring to was his missus. Harry Redknapp was saying that his missus could have nodded that header in
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
the far post, at the back post from 2 yards out. Yeah.
Oh no, I hated him. I'm sorry. I did tequila. Um and then Dekaru saying I'm starting to love Sar, but that's rational. My irrational love will stay with Davies. Yeah, I get that. Davies I get. Um no, the Chelsea game is not happening, Rimanshu. Okay. Chang, do you want to sing this one or do you want me to attempt it?
How about we try this? Since it's Valentine's Day, why don't we try and do it together then? As a kind of
Okay,
treat for everyone
I
who's
mean,
tuning in live.
my throat may not last through it all, but I will try. So
Okay?
1, 2, 3. Do a dee
Si-
dee 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 dum dee dee dum.
Dum-dee-dee-doo.
Okay, we got
Tottenham's new Brazilian.
wearing white
Tottenham's new
and blue.
Brazilian. Wearing white and blue. He looks good.
Still looks fine. You
Richarlison is on my mind and is Tottenham's number nine.
number nine. That was terrible. Sorry, sorry, Lee. We
No, it's
ruined it
fine.
for you.
I didn't have much high hopes for this because I did notice that there might be a certain lag between the both of us, but the beginning was quite good, and then somehow or other it tailed off as we were just waiting for each other to complete it. But it was a good attempt.
Yeah.
All I can say is an attempt was made. An attempt was made at trying to sing that
Attempt was
Richarlison
made.
song.
Yes, that's the best we can say. Attempt was made. Leon was okay, but PSV version compared to what we got, nowhere near good enough. Sorry, Daniel. That's what we're doing. We're talking about players who it's Valentine's Day, so who we love irrationally that nobody else understands. Um, so the way Ellie loves Hoybier, the way Jose loves Lamela, the way Bobby K's kid loves Eric Dyer. It's absolutely illogical and it's beautiful in its absolute irrationality. That's what we're doing today. Stay humble saying, let's be honest though, Ian Walker was so bad. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's the reaction everyone else has to those names. Um, Shame I missed the show, missed it about what are we talking about? I feel like you were here for this show. Love to keepers. All keepers are insane. Yeah, it's true. You know, you need to be a special kind of person to be a keeper simply because they have to do, like, have you seen Vicario celebrating on his own by his lonesome? He's just like a one man army. It's amazing to watch. So keepers are just, they have to have a separate brand of insanity. They have to be insane in their own way.
Can somebody from the chat let me know if the stream has paused or has it frozen or is it just Miss Ash? Because looking at this, my screen is still moving, but Miss Ash might be frozen out. I'm just gonna check the feed here. Yep, exactly. Yeah, as Ash, I'm 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 tripping myself.
Am I back?
Miss Ash has. Oh yeah, you're back. Okay, good. You're back.
Uh,
For a minute
Sorry
there, I
about
thought it
that,
was
everyone.
me. It's fine. It's fine.
No, no,
Not
I
you
I
missed
lost
nothing at all.
electricity.
Wow, lost electricity.
Technical
Yeah,
issues.
I can tell from the
Yeah,
lighting. I can definitely tell from the lighting.
yeah. So like my lights have gone off and there's no internet. So I'm just like carrying on from whatever we do have. Uh, Vincent Janssen, Eugene, that's an amazing shout. What a great shout. Vincent Janssen is an amazing shout.
If we are going to
Um,
mention Vincent Jensen, we might as well mention Roberto Soldado as well.
Yeah, yeah, no goal Soldado. I remember him, but I have a special spot for him because in the first Spurs game I ever attended in White Hart Lane, he scored. He had a penalty. So,
Wow,
um,
wow.
I have a special spot for Soldado. Uh, Postiga and Soldado for me, so much potential. Yes, these are both great shouts. Um, and then Paul saying hi to Lee. Uh,
Stephen
Stephen Freund
Freund, not
spoke
bad,
to me
not
even
bad.
though I interrupted him during his pizza and signed my shirt. Yeah, that's not a bad shout either, man.
Wow.
That's a great shout. Um, and then Ben saying shoot. Oh, I can't do this in my own. Uh,
Shoo!
Adrian Shears saying Justin Edinburgh. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not
Justin
bad either.
Edinburgh, Justin
Swap
Edinburgh,
saying alert, alert.
rest his peace, rest his soul. May he rest in peace, Justin Edinburgh. Uh, gone too soon, if I
Yeah,
may say so myself. Justin Edinburgh, gone too soon.
yeah. Rest in peace, Justin Edinburgh. Uh, and Swap is saying alert, alert. Barca has received an offer from Tottenham for Frankie de Jong. Operation around 60 million, including variables. Goat source of who's sorry, Gerard Acha.
Okay,
4 years of
if this
contract with the
is
Dutch league.
even remotely true,
Hmm.
if there's even the slightest bit of truth or even attraction to that rumor regarding Frankie de Jong, that might be the single best transfer Tottenham Hotspur fans could have hoped to have secured for like the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 years to come because Frankie de Jong is just different class. I would even rate him higher than any of our current midfielders. That's just how good Frankie de Jong is. And before the end of the transfer window, when we did secure the signing of Lucas Bergvall, a lot of people were trying to liken Lucas Bergvall to Frankie De Jong in terms of his style of play, uh, the way he just marshals that midfield from deep and he just pushes forward. If Frankie De Jong is even available, you can bet your last penny that every top club in Europe would be desperately after his signature. I can't remember which season it was, but there was one season particular in which Manchester United were heavily linked with Frankie De Jong from Barcelona when they first caught when he took notice of the financial difficulties that Barcelona were facing at that time and how Frankie De Jong stayed on despite all those financial difficulties for Barcelona, God only knows. And if there is even the slightest chance that he will be available for sale, a lot of top clubs will be going in for him. Make no mistake. The the best I can think of right now, if there was one top club, a really strong club from Europe that would challenge for honors on an annual basis, even in Europe in the Champions League, Manchester City would be looking at Frankie De Jong as the long-term replacement for Kevin De Bruyne, and for Frankie De Jong to even be linked with Spurs, that is beyond my wildest dreams right now. Actually,
Yeah, mine as well. I mean that would be amazing. I don't see it happening. Big up to David Shire gifting one more Talking Ball membership, and this one's gone to another Talking Ball member, Ellie. So David Shire is basically just doing this in house today. So he's given one to Jose and one to Ellie. So there's that.
if I may, if I may say
Um,
something about this
and
as
then
well, I think David Shear has just won the lottery. Not only has he been gifting memberships left, right, and center at pretty much every single channel I've ever seen him on, he's actually gifting memberships to the alumni, the regular show presenters, or the guests, as we call it, the show guests on any of these channels. So, Mr. David Shear, thank you once again for your very generous gifts, the memberships that you're gifting, and I hope you've enjoyed everything that we here at Talk and Ball have been presenting, and may you have a blessed and wonderful week ahead, especially this coming Saturday when we play Wolverhampton Wanderers at home.
yeah, everyone smash the like, support, uh, get memberships, do all of that good stuff. Um, both here as well as on Eltel Cockerel. And hey, Elias, how you doing? Um, um, oh my God, no! Don't y'all stop making me sing. I will lose my voice. I barely have it as it is. I don't have electricity and I don't have a voice currently. Um,
Thank you for the suggestion too, by the way, Mr. Bobby Kang. It is very, very greatly appreciated by me here in Malaysia, Mr. Bobby.
I will sing it next time. I promise. I will do all song requests the next time when I do
I
have
will
a
take you.
voice.
I will take that rain check if I may. I will take that rain check.
Yeah, yeah. I promise. I promise. I will do it. Next view from Asia. Y'all come. I will do the Super Chang song. Um, Ian Walker. Adrian Singh, Ian Walker inspired me to keep the long fringe, slick back hairstyle. Oh, what a hairstyle! That was a hairstyle and a half. Um, I love Sandro. Yeah, Sandro's another one. I get it. And yes, Ash has left the building. I kind of made it back, but it's uh, touch and go maybe. Um, yeah, everyone's talking about how I was gone and how I was frozen. And Chang was still here. And then Daniel saying Lewis Holtby. Yeah, absolutely. That's another great shout. Lewis Holtby. Um, let's see. Shocked no one has said Winks. I actually thought about Winks. I said Lamella, and then I thought about Winks for a second because when he first came in, I had a friend who was a Man City fan who was making fun of Winks, and he was saying, "Oh, look at him passing sideways and all." And when he first came in, he had this one game in which he had like a 99% pass completion rate or some like crazy statistic. And I was like, you look at this midfielder, Harry Winks. He's one of our own. He's gonna be the next best midfielder. He's gonna make it to the England squad. I was going on and on about this player and how amazing Harry Winks was going to be. And then, Harry Winks, the next season was just, well, what he was. We saw what happened to Harry Winks. All those 99% passes were backwards and sideways.
I would like to quickly ask the members and also the viewers in the chat, if I may, of all these midfielders that everyone is suggesting now in the chat, their Valentine's player, the unconditional love for these players that they are naming in the chat, the midfielders. Amongst the players that we had in the past decade or so, all the way back to maybe Martin Yeo, Harry Redknapp, AVB, down to Jose Mourinho and Conte. Lewis Holtby, Nabil Bentaleb, Tom Carroll, Ryan Mason, Harry Winks, among many others during that era. Which midfielder do you people think was maybe underappreciated, undervalued, and maybe there was a lot more to him than meets the eye? And if he had someone like Big Ange under him, he would have probably excelled at the team. But because maybe the circumstances and the players surrounding him didn't give him that opportunity, which midfielder would you say had a higher ceiling than what most of us think he really is? Basically, an undervalued, underappreciated, and underrated midfielder amongst the likes of Lewis Holtby, your Nabil Bentalebs, Tom Carrolls, Harry Winks, even Sissoko as well, or even what's that guy's name? He John Bostock was no, no, was it John Bostock? One of those midfielders from the Redknapp era, Bergwijn. That's good. That's a
I
good
love
shout, Steven
Bergwijn as
Bergwijn.
well. When he came, I thought, in fact, until the end, until he left, I thought he might come good. Uh, Ashraf's asking, hi Ashraf, asking De Jong would play Madison's position? Question mark. No one gonna give Jose Dominguez any love. Yeah. That's another great shout. Um, Clint Dempsey, another great one from Ben. Ben's just like got all the good ones today. Um, and David's asking, Ellie, did you say Kimmich? I don't think she said Kimmich. Barcelona are astonished by the low offer that Tottenham have offered for De Jong. 100 million they will demand. Yeah, I imagine so.
Gordon Dury.
Gordon
Wow.
Dury. Um,
Scotsman.
yeah, I remember, but yeah, that's an all right shout. Uh, we ain't getting Dion. Yeah, we ain't getting Dion. I don't think so either. I don't think it's happening. Um, uh, yeah, throw everyone at them. Um, like all the Deadwood. You can take all our Deadwood Hill, Lo Celso, Cessignon. You can take everyone if you give us Dion.
Brian Hill as well.
Yeah. Let them all go. Bye. I mean, their salaries are also low because of our wage structure. So, Barcelona might actually benefit from that. Chang, who's the next Mitoma in the Asia League? I'm guessing this is Mitoma and not Matoma.
Yeah, who's going to be the next Mitsuma from Asia? I think is what Ashraf is mentioning. This is a tough one to have to answer actually because there are a few good names that I could bring up right now. But if you say who is the next big thing, the next big Mitoma from Asia, there is this player is uh Kubo, Takefusa Kubo, I believe is his name. He's what,
Kubo.
22, 23 now?
Japanese,
Yeah,
right?
Kubo. Correct. Yes, he's a very small size, very nimble, very agile Japanese forward player who can play on either wing as well as a forward. He has a lot of pace. He has pace to burn. He is very good on the ball. His crosses, his finishing, as well his distribution of the ball is very, very impressive for someone his size and stature. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but he does remind me a lot about a certain Aaron Lennon, Kubo.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
say
Real
that he would be
Sociedad is
the
playing
next.
for, doesn't he?
Yes, correct. So yeah, Kubo will be my best bet for maybe the next Mitsoma coming out from Asia.
Yeah, yeah, he's a great player. I love him at Spurs. He's pretty good. And Bobby saying, "Boo, Ash." Yeah, I promise. Next show, next Wednesday, I'm singing for all of y'all. Whatever you requests you put into the chat, I will sing them all. If I know the tunes, I'll sing them. Yeah, yeah, you can hold me to it. Tequila. Um, Bayern say we can have Kimmich as long as Dyer comes back. What was Winks' injury? I think it was his ankle. No, no, it was
It
his
was
knee. He went
either,
to his knee.
yeah,
It was his knee. He went to Dubai and got a special operation for it, right?
it was either, yeah, it
Uh,
was, I know it was one area of his lower leg. If it wasn't an ankle,
yeah,
then it was a knee. I it could
yeah. I think
be
it was
it
his
could
knee.
be ankle ligaments. I think it could be ankle ligaments or something along those lines. A ligament issue.
Yeah, this is a great shout. Huddleston never
Yes, this
reaches
is a
true
very great shout.
potential.
Tom Huddlestone not reaching his true potential. I still remember all those long range screamers, those shots from those goals from range by Tom Huddlestone. Those were absolute rockets. Tom Huddlestone goals, and they were real collectors' items as well. Any goal by Tom Huddlestone.
Yeah, out of all the players who just listed, the only one who deserves Tottenham respect there is Harry Winks. Bloody hell, we've had some trash players. Yeah, this is what makes us Spurs fans, right? The irrational love for a trash player. It's a very Spurs thing to do. Um, and Daniel, we're just sort of like playing into that affection that sometimes we have for players that nobody else rates. Um, uh, Gio Dos Santos and David Bentley. Yeah, absolutely. My God, massive flops. Yeah, God, the number of times I've screamed onto a TV screen.
David Bentley, I mean, Giovanni Dos Santos, he wasn't really given his chance, to be honest. The Mexican that we brought in, I believe, during the Martin Yol era, Giovanni Dos Santos, he didn't get his chances. But David Bentley, to me personally, is still the player with the best goal at the Emirates in a league game. That screamer from range, I don't even know what to call it. It was just an opportunistic lob over. I think was it? No, it's not. It's not. It's not Lemon. One of those goalkeepers. It was one of those goalkeepers during the Harry Redknapp era for Arsenal. Almunia, yes, that's the name. Matthew Almunia. David Bentley scoring against Matthew Almunia in that 4-all draw. That was a crazy game to watch. And what a goal that was, the
Oh
opener
yeah,
of the game by
I
David
remember.
Bentley.
I remember that draw. My God, that was an insane game. Like it was one of my favorite. It's actually one of my favorite Spurs versus Arsenal, like North London derby games. It's one of my favorites. Also because back then we didn't win many of those. Um, um, David Sher saying Jermaine Jenis. Yeah, that's another one. He gets a lot of hate from Spurs fans. Irrational love. Jamie O'Hara. You know, the reason I never liked Jamie O'Hara is because he was from the Arsenal Academy. I could never sort of stomach that about Jamie O'Hara. Um, Jishnu saying, why do we need Gallagher? We're already stacked with number eights, Bentasar, Bergwall, three options. Chang, what do you think? Do we need Gallagher? Do we want
Gallagher
Gallagher? Do we rate Gallagher?
Gallagher is actually the backup replacement or the next best option we have if we do ship out Hoybier and Lo Celso. In that Gallagher can actually play both positions. The Hoybier as the number six, and maybe even the Lo Celso further up the pitch as a number eight or even a 10. So for me, Conor Gallagher is seen as the perfect two-in-one replacement for both Lo Celso and Højbjerg. If either of them leave or if they leave together, then getting Conor Gallagher would be a good replacement. Although I still feel that Conor Gallagher doesn't have it in his heart to actually join us, and if he does join us, his heart won't be at Spurs. It will be him looking to use Spurs as a stepping stone, more like to boost his profile, Conor Gallagher. Although he's getting enough uh, highlights, or not highlights, he has a spotlight all to himself right now under Pochettino as his team captain over at Chelsea. So, what would Conor Gallagher see in us, being as his next club? I have absolutely no idea. Beyond maybe uh, better prospects, maybe of playing in Europe if we do make it into Europe come the end of the season. But other than that, it's not like we are Manchester City or Liverpool who are always in around the top two, vying for the league pretty much every season since both Guardiola and Klopp took over. So yeah, Conor Gallagher might just see Spurs as merely a stepping stone to better things in the future.
Yeah, my issue with Gallagher is that, if we're going in the summer for someone, I don't think that we should spend 60 million or whatever Chelsea's asking, lots that Chelsea's asking on uh, on a player like Gallagher, because in the summer a lot of options open up for us. In the January window it was fine because we needed an Englishman and the options are limited in mid-season. But now that it's going to be the summer window, my standards have changed. So I think that we can do better than Gallagher if we're doing it in the summer window. So for me, I don't see why we need Gallagher, especially because he's not going to improve our team by all that much. Um, so yeah, so we talked about Sunny, and yeah, I don't want like David saying here, I don't want to give any money to save Chelsea. Um, I really hope that they lose in both cup competitions this year, so the season becomes a nothing burger for them. Agent Poch, long may he continue to do a bad job over there, and I don't want to give them any money. I don't want to give them any credence for this money ball that they're doing with their 8-year contracts and their amortizations. I just don't want to give any credence to that sort of financial wheeling and dealing, and I hope that doesn't I hope that they die a slow and miserable death. Chelsea Football Club. Jishnu saying, I don't want Gallagher to be marquee signing. He'll cost 50 million. I think there are better players out there. Yeah, absolutely. This is what I was saying as well, Jishnu. And I feel like with that, my voice is somewhat reaching its end, as has my internet for a while now. So that's about it. I think that's what we have for the show today. Chang, where can we find you next?
I'm trying to work out our next show on Persuasion TV with Mr. Eugene. I believe he is trying to get a show together with some very interesting and surprise guests as well on our next not talking about, sorry, Persuasion TV show. Uh, Other than that, I'm actually not having any other shows upcoming, although I might look at appearing on Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs members calling show. I believe that's going to be tomorrow on the 15th of February. So anyone who is aware that Kate is having a members calling show on Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs, I would be looking to appear then. Oh, I think is your electricity back on, Miss Ash?
Yeah,
It looks like you.
let there be light, everybody.
So yeah,
Yes, yes, go on.
other than Persuasion TV, maybe I might just drop in at just a girl who loves Spurs during her members calling show tomorrow. And if and this is a big if, I'm not going to make any promises, but if Jacob is doing another watch along this coming Saturday against Wolverhampton Wanderers, I might just join the halftime review with him on his channel as well. So these are the few places that you might find me for the next couple of days. Everybody, thank you very very much, every single one of you, for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks a bunch, people. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you lovely people out there. I hope you get to spend it with your loved ones. If you don't believe in Valentine's Day, that's cool too. You can just uh, treat every day as Valentine's Day, just like I do. And just as we end, we have Leo pop in. Good morning, Leo. How you doing? Happy Valentine's Day to you. A huge hug and love from us to Leo. Um, and Have a great day, everybody. And as usual, we leave you with the James Madison song. That's if I can find it. Yeah, there we go.
My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you